Okay, guys, looks like we're going to do a little quick sound check. Make sure everybody's here. Got 3 folks in waiting. And here we go. We'd like to welcome you to the webinar. Today is October the 6th, 2019, and this is the XChainZ live stream. So I do appreciate you guys checking in with us. We just want to give you a quick update in terms of where we are. Turn it over to Colin, and then after Colin gives his spiel in terms of where we are, spiel on the swap, then I'll just have just a quick reminder or update in terms of where we are on the white paper, which will come out on October the 30th. Is due for October the 30th. All right, so with that said, I'll turn it over to CT, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so happy Sunday night, Monday morning, depending upon where you are in this big world of ours. A few updates. My updates are going to be directed toward the swap. We are on schedule to wrap up all of our swap-related activities by October 31st. A couple things here. The first thing, right now, we're working on a few areas as it relates to swap. The first one is looking at how to recover our owners' coins that are locked up, stuck, or having trouble getting from an exchange. We know there's some exchanges that went out of business. We know there are some exchanges that are going out of business, and some exchanges that didn't fully support the swap. So we are working either directly with the exchanges or the owners to rectify and see how we can recover those funds. Now, the reality is for coins that was lost with Cryptopia, odds are we're not going to be able to provide any funds. Reason being, we have no way of obtaining information on what balances were at that time. Now, really truly, I don't want to be so rough, but the onus is really on the exchanges, right? We have no way of identifying what the records were. So unless we can verify the balances, we're not going to be able to provide exchange. Initially, we wanted to do that. We were very confident we could find a way to get some information. But after trying to reach out, they are going through their bankruptcy. They're going through their winding down. They are not going to be providing any information. We are very low, quite frankly, on their list for people who are owed funds. So we're doubtful we're going to be able to honor the Cryptopia. For other exchanges, CryptoBridge, CoinExchange, we are reaching out to them. For one of the exchanges, guys, if you recall, one of the reasons why we moved to exchange is to have better control, full control over our token. Right now, some exchanges still have our previous co-founder as the admin person, so they'll only deal with him. Now, in those situations, we are still working with the previous co-founder and the exchange to have those funds released. So we are confident for a set of those funds, those will be released. If you have your funds with an exchange, you should know by now how we're doing. If you've been communicating with me and kept abreast for that. So again, we are looking to try to verify and get information or get the funds released from other exchanges. Individuals who have missed a swap and have not requested a previous swap will now get the rate of 3-to-1. 3-to-1 will run through the end of October, and then the swap period is over. We do have a handful of individuals who will still qualify for the second swap amount, but they had some technical issues that they were able to verify. Those will be closed out the first 2 days of this week. And then finally, for those of you who are asking for a second, and I hope not a third swap, meaning you already swapped initially during the open period and are now requesting another swap, you will need to verify that these coins were in your balance on August 31st. If you did what a lot of people did, right after August 31st, the first week, second week, third week in September, you went on a buying spree of LPC. You also went on a buying spree of LGS, and you now want to include those funds for the swap, those funds will not be valid. We will not offer anything for those. If you recall, we're doing the swap based on what you, excuse me, based on your balance on August 31st. So I know a lot of people reached out to me saying that they were selling their LPC and LGS on the open market after that date. So my assumption is the only reason people are going to buy is because they're looking to either the swap or they feel that there is a future for those two projects. Okay. We did re-enable last week due to needing to verify some accounts. We did need to disable the ability to transfer XCZ out of the platform, out of the web wallet to your desk wallet. That has been re-enabled. So now everybody should have full functionality of receiving in and transferring out XCZ. We do not anticipate having to disable that again. I know a lot of people were not happy with that. We will look to avoid doing that again. The last announcement that I have is I want to make this very, very clear. If you post a message or comment in Discord that uses racial slurs, you are out, okay? You are out of Discord. You are out of Telegram. If we can trace your account on both platforms, you are gone, okay? Not banned for a week. You are gone. And I'm not going to go into it, but there was some comments made this past week using a racial slur, and that person has been banned. And again, thank the rest of you guys for having a comment on that and bringing it to my attention. Yeah, so that's all I have. Okay. So again, we should wrap up all of the we're going to wrap up all of the submitted requests for swaps this week, and hopefully, not hopefully, we will make that October 31st date to be totally finished with the swaps. If you have not communicated with me as yet, please do so. You guys have my email, cct@xchange.io. All right, thank you, David. Back to you.
Sure. And thanks again, Colin, on the update. It's unfortunate that people are like showing their true colors, resorting to name calling. That's 1800s style communication. I think we as a community were much better than that, and I do appreciate, Colin, you making that crystal clear that we won't tolerate any marginalization or slurs against any people within our community. If you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, or you just happen to be male, female, or non-binary, it's the case. We do not tolerate discrimination in any way. With that said, I am in the process now of writing the white paper to be completed by the end of the month so we can have a release. It will include some aspects around how we will monetize the coin distribution. I know we've had some questions around the coin distribution now after the swap has taken place. In addition to that, we'll be talking about how we will have the training and the assessments and the coaching all integrated and incentivized in various ways from both the assessment creator, the training creator, and the coaching or the coach, and also incentivized from the coachee's perspective and the trainee's perspective and the assessee's perspective as well, or the examinee's perspective. So there will be incentives for both the completion of assessments, completion of training, and completion of the coaching, in addition to the creation of assessments, the creation of training, and the creation of the coaching modules as well. So the white paper will clearly map out that process and the way in which we will monetize within the monetize the activities occurring on the XChainZ platform. So that white paper is being written. You're going to see some aspects in it with it that are like quite technical in terms of the AI-based platform and how it will be administering assessment tools, how those assessment tools will be scored, how the training will be scored, how we will estimate human potential or how one progresses through the different competencies related in the training as well. So it may be a bit technical. Some of you guys may enjoy it. Some you might not. But yet we're shooting for that August the 30th target date for the completion and distribution of the white paper. But I do appreciate your time. So this is a pretty short webinar, about 15 minutes max. And that's all we have. And I'm looking at see if there are any comments or questions. I see make a correction, reduction of the reward in the masternode and staking. Otherwise, it turns tall ROI. I'm not quite sure what that means, Leah. But yet, if you can like state it in a different way.
Hey, David?
Yes.
I know there were some comments in Discord, maybe the same user. He was saying he was recommending a reduction of the rewards, the masternode rewards, down from 5 down to 1, I think it was.
Oh, so that's what he was mentioning, being able to reduce the rewards. But that seems to be we've had some people mention it, but we have over 700 folks in our community, so it hasn't been an overwhelming majority or even just a small minority that's just been mentioning it as a concern. But if there's some way that you'd like to be able to document it and give some sound reasons as to why we take it into consideration. We're an open community, and we could put it to vote. But we have the chain, we have the new chain. It's working fine. We have no major issues at this point. We're now in a position where we have to get through that minimum viable product, getting out the white paper, getting out the MVP, beginning to sell training, assessments, and coaching, and generating some revenue. And at the point, if it takes into consideration revisiting the aspect of either reduction or increase in the staking and or the rewards for masternodes, we should consider it. But right now, primary focus is on completing the white paper, getting out the MVP. Once again, getting out the MVP, I think that's most important, because that's what is going to lead us into being able to list on an exchange, having a working product, having a white paper completed as well. So, any other comments, Colin?
Nothing to think of. Not off the top of my head.
So with that said, appreciate you guys coming on. Appreciate what we're doing. I like what's happening. I like the progress that we're making. Some people hating on us on that, and that's fine. You can have your opinions, but at the end of the day, you like Shaquille O'Neal. I don't know if most of you guys remember his quote. He's like, "You can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me." With the XChainZ project. You can't stop us. You can only hope to contain us. So that's where we are at this point. I appreciate your time. I'll turn it over to Colin to see if he has any other last thoughts or final thoughts.
Just final thoughts. Guys, I know you've been very patient with the swap. Again, out of all the transactions, we had probably 10% of the transactions had some hiccups. 10% is a very, very acceptable amount. Right now, I have about 15 individual transactions remaining. Those are people who have contacted me. Again, we hope to have those finished this week. So for all other reasons, we seem to have the swap under control. And again, in 3 weeks from now, the swap period is over, and all will be sort of what I call nice and calm. All right, Damien, that's it. Thank you, guys.
Cool. Appreciate your time. And take care, folks. Let me see.